Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. In this video, I wanted to talk about Rebel Moon, and specifically, why is it not coming out in theaters? I mean, I just watched the trailer when it came out, I think it was like a week ago, and I was thinking the whole time, and I just decided to do a video on this because I really do want to talk about it, and I was thinking the whole time, why is this a streaming movie? I mean, I know the logistics of why it is, but in, theory, why is this a streaming movie? This should be in theaters. I mean, listen, I understand why it's on Netflix and why it's streaming and it won't be going to theaters. Is because Netflix made a deal with Zack Snyder that he can make these two movies. They will finance these two movies for him to make. This was originally shopped around as a Star Wars film, but I think this might be just a rumor. I don't think it's confirmed, but because Zack Snyder didn't really want to connect it to any of the other Star Wars movies and just have completely new characters, but he wanted it to be set in the universe of Star Wars, that Lucasfilm didn't want to make that. They didn't really want to do that. They wanted it to be connected with their story. And so he took it to Netflix and reworked it to be Rebel Moon, which is the film that we're all seeing here. So yeah, but looking at the trailer, you can see this clearly is meant to be in theaters. I mean, I think it's also a stupid decision financially, but I'll get into that. But yeah, Rebel Moon, directed by Zack Snyder. The first movie comes out in December of this year, and the second part 2 comes out just 4 months, just a few months later in April of 2024. And I think the budgets on these movies are very, very high. They're like big blockbuster budgets, and you can see that in the trailer. I mean, it's just it's crazy. The visuals are crazy, but Zack Snyder is known for his visuals and stuff, so that's to be expected with a Snyder film. I'm a fan of Snyder. I am. I like some of his movies. I'm not the biggest fan. I like some of his movies, but a lot of them I actually don't like a lot. I don't like at all. But he seems okay. I'm a big fan of him as a person. He seems like a very cool guy and a very nice dude. But a lot of his movies I don't love. I like Batman vs Superman, but Zack Snyder's Justice League, I think it's okay. I just think it's really overrated. And after seeing maybe Justice League, Joss Whedon's Justice League, really ruined Zack Snyder's Justice League for me, because it's just, I still basically see the same movie, even though I obviously acknowledge the complete differences. But yeah, so I'm a fan of Snyder, and I'm excited for this because of the visuals alone, to be honest. But I think the story can be good too. He does have some problems with story. A lot of people have problems with the way he tells his stories, but look, I think he can do a good job. I think he is a good director, and I think given the freedom, given the time, he can make something really, really special. And that's what I think this could be if it was being released in theaters. I still think the quality of the movies aren't going to change based on where it's being released. But yeah, it was 166 million, by the way, the budget for both movies. So, splitting, so one giant movie, 150 million dollars. That's a blockbuster movie, I would say. But yes, that's a pretty giant budget, and to be honest, Netflix isn't going to be making any money on this movie. So I don't really see the financial reasons as to why they would put it directly on streaming, other than to boost their own streaming service, which there is a limit as to how many subscribers you can have on a streaming service. I mean, how many people are there in the world that have access to Netflix or have the ability to purchase Netflix or whatever? So yeah, and how many accounts are being deactivated with people passing away and stuff like that. So yeah, there is a limit to how many subscribers Netflix can have. So that's why I wonder, this is not the best financial decision to put $150 million into these massive two movies, and to have it not make any money, to not have any return. Because if this was being released in theaters, and if it was given a giant marketing budget, this could have been a massive cinematic event. It's just how I believe. It's a new IP. People are hungry for new IPs other than just franchise stuff. I think that is true. People are wanting new stuff rather than just sequels and remakes of the old IPs. People want new stuff, right? And so I feel like it's sort of similar to, say Star Wars back in when A New Hope came out. Those movies were massive. They were ginormous, and they had no preview. A New Hope was an original film. It wasn't based on anything previously, and so that's why I think, I'm not saying this is going to be the new Star Wars. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if they release the two films in theaters, it has a chance to be a big cinematic event. Well, especially with the right marketing, it has the chance to be a big cinematic event, and they could make a fuck ton of money. Excuse my language, but they can make a bunch of money from doing this if it's done right. Obviously Barbie had a ginormous marketing budget, and Barbie is sort of a previously established IP, not in the world of film, but in like, the world of toys and stuff. But look how well that movie did. It made over $1 billion. It's the highest grossing movie of the year. And so I just think if this was given the right marketing, these two movies could have been a massive success. And look, I just don't know how much of a big success they can be on Netflix. I mean, sure, the quality, they're probably going to be great movies. Like, the trailers look incredible. Just the visuals alone are just stunning, especially for a $150 million budget split into 2 movies. So that's like, I'm not going to try to do maths. I'm actually terrible at maths. So I'm not going to try to do that. But, splitting that down the middle, it's just, I wonder as to why it's not in theaters, I mean, Netflix doesn't really release their movies in theaters. I know that, right? Like, Glass Onion, I think, had a week in theaters before it was released on Netflix. Heart of Stone wasn't released in theaters. I think maybe The Grey Man might have been released in a few select theaters, like a week or a day before it came out. Well, that movie was just a train wreck, so I guess I understand why. But Netflix just doesn't have a thing with releasing their films. The David Fincher's new movie, I don't think it's going to be released in theaters, and if it is, it'll be a week. It'll be like a short, very, very short run in theaters before it is released on Netflix. So I just think they're approaching this the wrong way. I think there's a lot of money to be made, and I think releasing it directly to Netflix, releasing both movies directly to Netflix, just isn't going to be any benefit. And also, think about how incredible it would be to see these films on a giant screen with the visuals. I mean, looking at it, this is a cinematic, theatrical experience, and it could be massive. So it's just, it's disappointing for Netflix, the studios, for Snyder to not have his work be shown in theaters. It's disappointing for us as fans to not be able to experience this on a giant screen, or like it's meant to be. Like, you can just tell this is like I mean, some of these visuals are like Dune level visuals. So it's very disappointing that we can't see this on a massive screen. But I suppose the bright side is it will be available to stream whenever we want, as soon as it comes out. So December 22nd. After December 22nd, we can watch it anytime we want, for no additional cost. So I guess that's a good thing. But yeah, I am just a little bit disappointed and really confused as to why it's not coming out in theaters, because I just think it's a massive missed opportunity for Netflix. Provided the movies are good, right? Because even, the trailers look great, but these movies could end up being terrible, Like, I've said, I'm not the biggest fan of Snyder's work. I mean, I'm a fan of him as a person, but of a lot of his work, I'm not the biggest fan. So, there's a possibility for these movies to not be good. But look, I'm excited. I think the cast is great. I think the visuals look fantastic. I think the story is interesting. And, this could be a new franchise, okay? If these movies are successful, this could be a new franchise. However, I don't know how Netflix is going to sustain that after not making any money off these next 2 films. But anyway, that's it for this video. I did just want to talk about this little, because it's a topic that's been confusing me a lot, like, since the trailer came out. But yeah, that's it for this one. Leave a comment down below. What do you guys think? Please let me know your thoughts. I mean, do you think this should be in theaters, or do you think it's more of a streaming movie? Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, and it really help me out. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I upload. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.